confess something, baby.
Drawing from her Egyptian roots and life in London, Layal makes music that sits somewhere between neo-soul, jazz, and spoken poetry. Her songs explore identity, love, belonging, and the process of figuring yourself out, all delivered with a voice and sentiment that lies somewhere between vulnerability and quiet power. Whether she is writing about the push and pull between the various cultures she exists in, the different versions of home, or the more still moments of growth that shape us, Layal approaches her work with curiosity, openness, and a deep sense of exploration. Through every song, she invites listeners into her world while encouraging them to reflect on their own. Layal, thank you so much for coming on show. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm very relaxed. Yeah, I'm so excited for this.
We're so excited. This is going to be great. I want to say congrats on your newest release of Love TKO. It's amazing. I've been listening to it everywhere, in bed, in the tube, at work.
I love that. It's
so
a good, gets you going for the rest of the day.
So good, so good. How have you been feeling since then?
I'm very happy with it. I feel like I wanted to go into this field and be more theatrical and maximalist, and I feel like everything else has kind of been leading into that moment. So I finally have like the freedom to experiment and do all these things, and seeing it being received so well is just like the best feedback like I can get.
Amazing. Okay, so we're gonna start with some cute little quick fire questions to get us started, get us a little warmed up, and then we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Okay, so what is your favorite Arabic dish?
Kushari.
I love kushari. I used to hate it as a kid, but
yeah, I love mulkhaya for a bit, but I think I overdid it and I put myself off of it, so I'm taking a little break.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
so
it's not a forever thing. We still okay. What is your most toxic trait?
Being late to everything, but I'm not planning to give that up because why are you showing up on time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, that's not a toxic trait. You're just Arab.
Yeah, just not in a rush.
Yeah, it's coming in fashionably late. That's your thing. You
Did the research.
You know it. What is your biggest ick?
I just don't like people who are not self-aware or are not noticing when like they're not giving someone the space to also be comfortable and talk, and or being rude to like people working hospitality or something. Yeah.
Major. I do agree with the self-awareness one. I think that was my answer
Yeah.
too. What is the silliest thing you've ever done to impress somebody?
Probably a lot. I did try to go when Enrique Iglesias came to Egypt once to perform. I was wearing a t-shirt that said Coca-Cola on it. And I did try to pretend to be a sponsor to go in and see him. Even though it was very obvious that it was Pepsi all over the show. And they let me in and they were like, he's already gone, but like you can go in.
But they let you in. That's the story we're telling people.
Yeah. He
got
just
in.
probably was on a plane somewhere else at that point.
What is the absolute worst zodiac sign out there?
What's the one in September? Is it Virgo?
Yes.
Yeah. Just based on experience. Sorry.
Sorry to all the Virgos out there, but we're also not sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I really want to agree with you, but my closest cousin is a Virgo, so...
Okay. Are they in the room?
No.
With us? Okay.
No. Actually, the fact that I said that's my closest cousin is really going to get me in trouble. Anyways, delete! Out of your parents, who would you choose to get a phone call from once an hour, every day? Mom or dad?
Mom, because I already do that. So
Really?
it would be easy. Like, my dad complains about it all the time. It's like every half an hour, I'm like, hello.
Oh, you're
Talk to
calling
me.
her?
Yeah. Or she calls me as well. So I'm already doing that. So I can add a few more phone calls in between.
Slay. We love you, mama. We saw your latest single's hilarious promo, by the way. So good. Have you not ever set someone's belongings on fire before?
No, unfortunately, I've not done something that crazy. Not like key the car or anything. Maybe that's why I put it in the content. It's like,
Right.
I can't do this in real life. And it just came as a joke. Like, we were just saying, oh yeah, wouldn't it be so funny if because I was smoking a cigarette to like have the house burning down, and then we joked about it and we were like, let's try to do that.
I thought it was so hilarious. It really reminded me of Kill Bill, SZA's Kill Bill, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
fire, fire. Okay, you grew up in Cairo in Mohandesin, right? I think I heard
Yes.
that. Crazy.
How do you know that?
Well, girl, you gotta be careful what you put out there. But no, it's a crazy coincidence because my family stays there when we go to Egypt. So
Oh,
yeah,
this is so
you know
full
it.
circle.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. How was it like growing up in Cairo?
Okay, it was interesting. I was interesting, but also not interesting because like not much was going on, but also the chaotic vibes of it and just like the Arabic traditions that we grew up with and how all the households are and how loud they are and but yeah, I'd say I'm pretty lucky with my parents because they're just super chill. I think like I hit the jackpot with Egyptian parents, so
Wow.
it was never like where they put any restraints or limits or really they just let me be really. And then I feel like because I had that trust from them, I did get into trouble, but it wasn't like life damaging or anything, but I do challenge them a lot, so maybe for them it was a bit more chaotic than what it sounded like. But yeah, so it was just being around friends, like traveling in the summer to the beach. It was just all the like simple life things that are kind of not the same anymore. It's not as innocent and pure. So I'm glad I grew up in that time where we had that proper childhood. And yeah, I'd say I had a pretty good childhood. I was spoiled.
Lucky.
I demanded it.
Yeah, as you should. As you should.
Yeah, I was always the diva.
You were the diva. Listen, I'm not surprised. What do you mean when you say it was different back then?
Like, just things were more simpler. It was just really about being kids, and you didn't have all the distractions of technology and the phones, and it was just so innocent. Like, we didn't know what was going on in the world 24/7. So I feel for kids growing up now because they have the internet, they have their phones, they have iPads, they have too much exposure to too much. So I think maybe our generation got lucky.
Totally.
It was like ignorance is bliss. Like, I don't need to know what's going on.
It's really crazy, actually, the way that it's been so normalized now that this is just how we're all gonna live the rest of our life.
Yeah.
Mad. But at least we have that. I do agree. We were very lucky. In a previous interview you've been on, you talk about how Layal, the person, can sometimes get in the way of Layal, the artist's growth. Can you tell us about a time where Layal, the person, did get in the way of Layal, the artist's growth, and how it feels to have those two Layals in your head?
So I think that would have been probably earlier when, I had the imposter syndrome that like, what am I doing here? I didn't study music. How do I know if I'm good at it? But I don't have like, for me, I need like the education behind it because it gives me the confidence to be like, okay, I've been taking vocal lessons. I know how to hit that note. I don't need to go on the stage and guess. So if I did that right or if I performed well. So I really needed that. And I think it was worse before, but I really took the lockdown time to really learn about the industry and know who's in the scene in Egypt and in here and in other countries like around the Middle East. And so over time, like started stopping myself less because I used to get super nervous before performing and I would just be in my head all the time and it would come out in my music. But now it's more like, khalas, we know, you've done this a few times. Like, you always get nervous and then it turns out being okay. Like, it's fine. So now they're kind of like very aligned, which I like. So now the artist is also just how I am now, 24 hours. So it's so much nicer.
Love that. I've never met anyone who's actually made all the voices turn into one. So please, let's talk about it after the episode because I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it just takes experience. Like, it just takes doing something long enough and seeing the consistency of it, not just to prove it to other people, but just to prove it to yourself. And it's just practice. Like, you have to get on the stage, embarrass yourself, forget your lyrics, just to be like, okay, now I need to know to be careful at that part because I get nervous there, or or whatever. So yeah, it took me a long time to go from saying I can sing to I am a singer, because I just didn't really believe it for myself. I was like, yeah, I can sing. And everyone would always tell me like, no, you should just say I'm a singer, I'm an artist. So now I'm at that point where I'm like, yes, this is my business card. Call me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice to get there, because I feel like I watch more confident people doing it, and I was like, wow, I wish I didn't have to waste. At the time, it felt like I was wasting years working on my self-esteem and just being confident, getting past that just to get into the artist mindset. So I was like, I wish I could just skip that, but I also learned that like you can't really do that.
You can't skip
You
it.
have to go through it.
And so you would say it's both a combination of like gaining the competence and just like doing it for long enough that got you to the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, it's just, I think that's, you prove it to yourself, like, I'm consistent, and I trust my body now to also be aligned with me and want the same things for me. But even when I used to get anxious, I would always say, like, future Leia would be so pissed off if you decline this opportunity because right now you feel anxious. Because I need sometimes, someone comes to me and they're like, oh, do you want to perform? I'm like, give me 2 business days to get back to you. I need to mentally prepare. I need to look up the venue and see what it looks like and really think about it. And then I'm like, yeah, I can do it. So I would never like decline or say anything, because I'm like, you're nervous now, but you'll be happy about it later. So I wouldn't let it sabotage me too much. Just like alone in my room, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Absolutely. We have, I don't know that there's anyone in the world that doesn't sit in their room and
Yeah.
think, am I going to be good enough?
Yeah, we're just our
think-
biggest critic. So it's just always going to be like this, I think.
Absolutely. On that vein, though, your quote was, artists are at their very best when they show you that they can be very versatile and do many things. What is something you know you can't do?
I don't see myself doing like country music.
Okay.
I think that would be a bit difficult. Well, I guess I don't see myself sticking to the same genre forever, because I feel like I like to listen to so many different kind of stuff, so it will never sound the same. It will always be different. And I think a lot of music listeners, sometimes they're so in love with someone's project that they just want it to be basically another variation of it, but you don't really get that. Yeah, like you have to allow the artist to evolve and change and learn new things, and that's obviously going to reflect in their work. So I know some people are like, oh, this rapper or whatever is like doing this genre now, but we miss when he was rapping, and it's like, but he's growing and obviously he's going to evolve, so you can't really avoid it. I don't like being in the comfort zone. I don't want to be comfortable, because I want to keep evolving, and I like reaching more levels of artistry. Like if it were up to me, I would record every single song with a full band and a big stage. I would record like what Rosalia did in her album. Like even the parts that were looping, she didn't just use the same like vocals. She re-recorded it and did it everything from scratch. So I would love to get to that point. So yeah, I don't see myself being stagnant or staying in the same spot. That would be boring.
That's wonderful. Actually, that's one of my favorite things that I've seen out there about you that you've said, is that you resist that easy categorization of your genre. You don't want to be in the same genre. You don't want people to exactly
Yeah.
know what you are. And I love that. I think it's such a great ode to just human evolution, the way that we're all constantly changing, and the most honest thing to do is to be saying, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna be. I don't even know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, guys. I'll see you.
Yeah.
I'll see you somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to experiment. And I feel like genres now are so, like, it's so annoying, because anytime you have to, like, explain it to someone or fill an application or something, they're always ask what genre it is. And not only do they not include, like, a lot of genres, especially, like, Middle Eastern music would always fall under world music or other. So it makes it even
Other.
harder. Yeah, like, I don't want to be other.
You're other.
Yeah, like I want my own sound. I don't know, maybe it should be described as a vibe or something instead of a genre.
What has been the hardest part of that commitment, though, to remain evolved in that way and to keep changing?
It's been hard because, people always have their opinions and they're like, oh, you should do more of this, you should do more of that, like, but if it's not the crowd I'm trying to attract, then I don't want to just do like a one off rap song because rap songs maybe have more probability to go viral. So I'm going to do that because then I'm not going to attract the audience that I want to stay with me for the long run. They'll just be here for one song and then be like, she's not rapping anymore, so I'm not gonna listen to it. And I don't want a viral moment. I don't think I would be prepared for a viral moment. I don't want that kind of stress, what to make after, or like people see me that way. Now I don't want it to be like, oh, she's known for that song, but her other stuff is like okay. I don't want that. Like I want to have a momentum for each song in each era and to really dive into that universe of each song. So it might take a bit longer, but I have nothing else to do.
That's what you're here for. No, I totally agree. I mean, that fan base that you're building is like gonna be consistent throughout. I think maybe some of the more open-minded ones might be really into it when you go for country, but you want to really stick to like why they love you, which is you doing your own art, I imagine.
Yeah. And I just want to create my own sound at this point. Like, I want people to maybe hear another song and be like, oh, that's such a Layal song, or that's such a Layal sound. And maybe it to be recognized that way. That's what I prefer.
I love that. I would say, yeah, that's definitely already the case. Maybe it's because I've been listening to your music for so long now, but it's all I hear really.
Looking back at all the things you said to me makes a note.
Coming up next is Shofa's very own Friends and Family segment, where we bring in someone from our guest's most intimate circle, the person who holds the key to their heart. They'll spill a little tea, show us the unseen sides of our guest, and help us unveil them a little further. Goli, welcome to Shofa.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. So you have been chosen as Layal's closest friend on Shofa. You're here to spill all the tea, girl. Thank you so much for joining here from Miami, baby. Oh yeah. Which of Layal's songs is your favorite?
Ooh. What Layal's done also, which I absolutely love, is her songs have kind of evolved and changed. So all of them, obviously.
That's the correct answer, by the way.
The ones that definitely I love the most is I love Roots of Desire, and Layal knows this. It's
That
one
was
of
the
my
second
favorite
release,
songs.
and
It's
I
like,
was
is it the
like-
second release?
Yeah, and I was like, no, that was like shit.
I absolutely love that song.
Okay.
There's that.
I think she loves Blueprint as well because she was in the video with me.
I love Blueprint so much. And that was actually a fun experience. And it is a great song. And I think that was one of the times where you really kind of stepped out of your comfort zone and you tried something like really different. And you did so amazing.
Also, can I add that Golly was like my creative director. She did like 2 music videos with me, just the two of us, like in lockdown when it was so empty around central London. We just went and like she had to learn like editing as she goes, and like I can't believe we did that.
We've got two Arab artists on the pod today. Love that.
Amazing.
You chose the right person for this.
Yeah.
Well, you guys currently have a long distance friendship right now, which can be very, very challenging relationship to maintain. But, you're here today, so obviously it's going amazingly. Tell me, what is the best way Layal has shown up for you recently?
I think what Layal has definitely taught me is that friendships and sisterhood is real. And no matter what you go through life, your friend can always be there for you, but you need to put in the effort. Like, so me and Layal we always text each other 24/7. Like our chat never dies. And even if it's almost about to die, we'll say something stupid to like pick it back up again.
Yeah,
it
I
going.
spam her. I will like double text her, triple text her. And if she disappears for a bit, I'm like, where are you? Like, what the hell? Look at her location.
Is really the fact that no matter the distance, I don't feel alone. Like, I don't feel like I don't have my friend by me. I don't feel like our sisterhood or our friendship has changed. And I think that is the most precious thing ever.
Yeah, I think we've had such different phases, and each phase has like, we've had to adapt to like, okay, she's in another country now. Like, how can we be better texters or talk more or something. So maybe it took a while, but now we're like texting every single minute. Like,
It's definitely an adjustment. I mean, like, I think with these things, like, it's always like a shock to you to be like away from your friends or your family. And then it takes a while to navigate, but then you get there. And I think the getting there is the most important part, as opposed to like during the navigation phase where people just kind of give up, where me and Layal are like, you're not going anywhere.
Not us.
yeah.
I love
We were
that.
talking about that, like being intentional with friendships and putting in the effort. And I think we're just making the space for it because it's so easy to drift apart and things change. But I insert myself in her life, whatever's going on, and she inserts herself in my life too, even if it's like different to what's happening. So, yeah.
What is Layal's guilty pleasure?
Oh,
Girl in me.
reality TV.
Oh no. Yeah, I get judged when I tell people like, yeah, I love reality shows, and they're like, oh.
What's your go-to? I love a reality TV. That's how I want to exit my brain. I'm watching that Love Island. I'm watching that. Have you watched Love is Blind Habibi, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we had to. Yes. It was a duty.
That's insane.
Just like to wind down and watch other people have problems. It relaxes me. So
You're like,
yeah, it's like it could be worse.
you're like, actually, you've made me feel a lot better about my life. Thank you.
Yeah.
What is something you think Layal needs to hear?
She needs to put herself first more than she does other people.
Even
And she
more.
knows. Yes, even more. Elle is the sweetest person ever, and she's very considerate of other people's emotions. And she'll sometimes care, and I love this about her. She cares too much. But then I'm always like, you need to stand up for yourself more. Put yourself like first more. I think that's something that she needs to.
Pay on dates, and she gives me so much shit for paying on dates, and I'm like, haram, in this economy I can't have the poor guy pay this much, and she's like, no, and I'm like, I'm sorry. And I will fight them for it. I'll be like, no, please let me pay, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Don't have the money.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I will not comment on this for the sake of yeah. We'll talk about it later, girl. This is an off-camera situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's getting me in trouble though.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to not get you in trouble. You know, I want to keep
Yeah.
the real tea for later for the Patreon subscribers that are currently don't exist. But yeah, cool. What is a lesson that Layal taught you that you carry with you in your day to day?
Chase your dreams, put yourself out there, and good things will happen to you. Don't live your life based on what others think. And just sisterhood is real, and that you can have a friend, a sister really, that has been with you for like over 15 years, and these things like do exist, and people can love you, and will continue to love you no matter what you're going through life or they're going through life, and can just show up for you. So I think those two would be the biggest two.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. You guys are really like so similar actually in the
Yeah.
5 minutes that we've been speaking. Like really, you have such a similar vibe. Yalla, we have to bring you back to London. Khalas, Miami's gotten enough of you, I think.
Yeah. Plus.
What is your favorite Layal story?
I mean, bad is when I came to London and realized that I don't have a house and had to stay with her in Guildford for like a week.
Oh my God,
She,
yes.
like,
I was like, please don't leave.
Yeah. She's like, well, you got scammed? And I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to think what we've
Who
definitely...
scammed you?
Some guy that we don't
But
know. Yeah, I think his name was Adil Abade.
Oh no, you got Nigerian scammed. You got Nigerian
Before I
scammed.
even landed in London, I got Nigerian scammed.
It happens to the best of us, Queen.
Yeah.
I think it's like your London initiation story, right? Like getting scammed. Tell us, like now you're officially a Londoner. For me, I think one that comes to mind was when we were in, and this is like, I'm thinking of stories of us together, when we were in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, like a resort town in Egypt, and it was New Year's Eve, and So we were at a party, we were like a few girls, whatever, just minding our business. Obviously, we got approached by men and they were bothering us.
Our age, by the way, we're like too young to be there.
So people were bothering us, and then bouncers kicked them out. They were very good with that. And then only to find out that as we were leaving, that group of men were waiting for us outside, and they were very angry by the fact that we,
Got them
they were
kicked out.
very like, they were waiting for us outside. They were very aggressive. And me and Layal are in a situation. We're not like, oh, like our lives are, and we're like, ha ha, ha, this is so funny. And
What did you guys do?
we called the driver and we told him what was happening. He like came and sped and we like ran into the car. I don't know how the doors were like open and we like jumped in the, it was very like, you know, Mission Impossible, Need for Speed. Like where's the background music? We like jumped in head into the car. We're like, drive. We just started laughing.
Yeah, it was very Fast and Furious.
So funny. You guys are really giving cousins, you know, actually. That's like the closeness that I'm getting. Like that's the story that I have with many of my cousins, the jumping in the car and the drive.
100%.
So much. That's all from me today.
I could chat with you guys for hours. This was so much fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we will. There is a wonderfully witchy video of you online speaking with your mom where she teases you, she advises you to find a new career. In the Arab world, obviously choosing this kind of career can at the very least lead to some difficult conversations. What has been the most surprising act of support that you've been shown from someone from your family?
I think it definitely took a while for them to be on board, which is fair enough. Like, your kid is coming and they're like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna spend loads of money on this, what you're gonna see as a hobby for a bit, but I promise you is gonna go somewhere. So I think it took them a while to also see that commitment from me. Like, is this a phase or is she actually gonna keep doing this? So after a while, after they saw me actually making it happen, putting stuff out, I think they started like, I converted them into Layal fans. And I think I love it when, if I put out a new song and my mom out of nowhere be like, oh, I was out doing this and I showed it to my friend, or like my dad will share it on his Facebook, his Instagram, his LinkedIn, and I'm like, okay, that's like, we came a long way, and now they're like asking more about it and they're a bit more involved. Yeah, I feel like we've come a long way, but now they're like, yeah, she's a singer. They'll go and tell people, yeah, she sings in London, she does this. So I think that's that's a great place to be with them now.
Aw, we love you, mom and dad. That's
Yeah.
so sweet. I love that for them. So on that, how do you maintain connection to community and tradition, which as Arabs is usually very important to us, without sacrificing your own voice?
I think that also took a while because I've had like a bumpy relationship with back home, just because I didn't feel like I saw myself there. I didn't feel like I was there and I had a really good time and I had great friends, but I felt like I had to kind of make myself smaller because I always felt like, oh, I have all these like ideas and opinions that are a bit more open-minded than what I'm seeing in the environment around me, and that's weird. And I want to be able to discuss anything openly, but I'm not really in that space. So when I came to the UK, I really experimented. I was like, talk to me about religion, talk to me about this, talk to me about your culture. And then for a while I was kind of a bit detached, just because I was angry. I was like, you didn't take me in, you're judging me because I have piercings or I have tattoos or I think that way or I don't mind this, I don't mind that. So it took a while for me to like go back to it. But I think what keeps me the most connected to it is just the fact that I speak to my parents every day and I speak Arabic all the time with her. And so I haven't really, like, sometimes my friends make fun of me. They're like, you didn't go to London, you just went to like another town here in Egypt, because why are you talking like this? And I'm like, I just want to prove that you can have the balance between, you know, having the open mind, but also having the cool parts of our culture, because there's so many. I decided like it's not like a hate or love relationship. It's just I like this, so I'm picking that. And maybe that's a privilege that I have to be able to like, I'm gonna get the good sides of this, but whatever I don't like, I also live here, so I get to benefit from that. So maybe I got lucky that I even had the choice to come here and my parents weren't like, no, you need to come home and just start your life here. So I'm very grateful for that because I do not know. I can't imagine what my life would have been like. It would be so different. So I'm grateful for the balance. I feel like I keep a good balance between like my friends not feeling like, oh, she's lived abroad, she's Agnabiya now, and like, what is she talking about? And I'm like, no, I'm bint bled. I'm bint bled cool from here.
أنا بنت البلد.
Yeah, so I think people always get shocked. Like the other day we went to this Palestinian restaurant. There was an Egyptian guy working there. And I was like, I was going fully, I'm like, Mashallah, see, get us all the extra food, you know? I was even eating. But he was looking at me like, why are these words coming out from you? Like, you look so foreign or whatever. And I'm like, but I'm not. Like, it's just in your mind. That's what you already like perceive of me, but no.
I feel you. And
Am
can
I
you-
answering the questions
You
right? Or
are.
I'm just yapping?
No, you totally are. I mean, it's just a little bit of a balance. I think, like you said, it's amazing that you said food because it's one of those ways that we remain so attached
Yeah.
to back home and our voices and like speaking in the right moments and hospitality as well. All those things that you
Yeah.
just mentioned are just the way we stay connected to ourselves. I was wondering if you
Yeah.
can be a bit more specific about why did you feel like your opinion or what you wanted to say or feel felt like too much? Was that more of a isolated experience with many people, or was it more of an unspoken feeling that you got navigating yourself there?
Yeah, I think between my friends, I was always like maybe the hippie or the Agnabiya who's like her mind is always somewhere else. Like they always say like Layal fil khayal, and I'm like,
Love that.
yeah, like I think maybe I saw a lot more for myself. Even though I was just going to school, I wasn't really doing anything crazy, but I think I still knew I see more for myself, and I'm not like I see more limits here where people are like, but you can't do this because you're a girl, but you can't really think that because you're a girl, or all these limitations. I was like, just I never really understood it. And I think from a very young age, even before I personally experienced it, I would see my mom like getting catcalled and all these things. So I've been very alert to it from a very young age. And I was like, I don't see this for myself. Like, I don't see not being able to wear what I want or to be so outspoken because I need to be like a lady or something. So I think I just didn't see it for myself. So I felt like, okay, maybe I need to go out of the box a little bit and see what different people, how they grew up, what opinions they have, and kind of form my own opinion. I guess I didn't want to be fed opinions and ideologies that have been passed on for so long. And it's like, times have changed. Change your mind. Like, it's normal. It's normal to not stick to the same like values and norms that people grew up with years and years ago, because things change all the time. So yeah, it would be weird.
No, absolutely. I think the same. It's so important. Like, that's one of the biggest things when I meet like people who are really open to that change, no matter where they're from. It's just so nice to see, and really important. And it kind of
Yeah.
brings me to my next question about like people's.
Very good segues. They're all just flowing.
It is. That's how you know it's going well. What will people say? A sentence that every single Arab has heard before. What is a criticism you've received that has stayed with you a little bit longer than you would have liked?
I think just in general, I noticed that people are so quick to brush off like the good feedback and are so quick to jump to the negative straight away. And it's like, I don't know where it comes from. Maybe for some people it's like, oh, she's doing something that maybe I would have wanted to do, so it challenges them or something. But I noticed that people are not always so quick to like support and push you to grow. They always have like these feedback, like maybe she should do this, maybe she should do that, or she should just leave it and come back to Egypt and do music here. There's so many opportunities, or she should quit that job. And I don't know, just all these suggestions that like I didn't ask for it. Like I never once asked for all these random people's opinions. So it's always that kind of criticism, like, oh, like she's been abroad for years, so she's not even Egyptian anymore and all these things. So I just hate this kind of like nitpicking. And like I always tell my mom, like the conversation should stop when they ask like, is Layal happy or not? And if the answer is yes, then like end of conversation. Like
Absolutely.
nobody asks you for your opinion. People always assume like, oh, she's like this, so she thinks like that, and then they get maybe surprised that like, be like, oh, we thought your head was gonna be way more in the cloud or something. And I'm like, but give me a chance to like talk to me first maybe, or give me a chance to prove that like, no, you can balance between the two and kind of be traditional in some ways and prefer some things about our culture, but also like be open-minded. And that's why I like maybe having friends from with different ages and different ethnicities and different backgrounds, because I'm just so intrigued by how people grew up so differently and in different environments. And it's probably the same that every girl has experienced. Like the same kind of things, like she should settle down, she should relax, like does she have to dress like this, does she have to talk like that? So it's the same that all Arab girls have to go, and not just Arab girls, really, like
All girls.
a lot of people. Yeah, so
I think you did touch on something really important, though, that I'd love to ask you about. Just that feeling when people say, like, oh, you're not Egyptian anymore, or like you've been outside for too long. It's such an intense thing to have heard. And a lot of people hear that. And how does that make you feel?
it kind of takes it away from me, because like you only, maybe for you in those 20 seconds you're like, oh, what does she know, she doesn't even live here. Or sometimes maybe people will make comments like, oh, but you haven't really been here, like you don't live here with us. And it's like, but that doesn't take away from anything. I'm still Egyptian. And I think for a long time I felt like I need to make it apparent all the time and make it a point, and then I forgot that just me being Egyptian is enough to be Egyptian. Like I'm not, like I don't need to put on an act, like it's just there already. So yeah, I think in the beginning I was very confused, because I was like, I have to be this person around those people, but then when I go back home I kind of need to live this double life where like I'm not maybe sharing as much because people might judge me. Or, and I've lost a lot of friends like from school and stuff, because maybe we outgrew each other, or we took very separate paths in life. And I don't know, maybe they had an issue with like, if she's not really doing the same thing, that I don't see how she could fit in my life. And I'm fine with that. I feel like that's okay. Exactly.
And it's always going to be that person's loss, I think. I mean, in any case, maybe it's our loss in some ways, but I think if someone doesn't want to be there, that's the end of the story.
Yeah, it is annoying because you have to deal with like, but I'm okay with your lifestyle and decisions. So now I have to suffer not having you as a friend, because you can't seem to relate to me or find like a common ground. So it takes a lot of effort as well from the other side, and a lot of communication to be like, I think friendships in general now need more intention. Like I want to keep you in my life, so I'm taking these actions to make sure that I'm still in it. So it just takes, it's not like when we were in school where like you just see each other every day. So now you have to be more intentional about it, and you can recognize from the beginning who's not really as invested in you as you are. And I'm like, I have friends that like just do not bring up music at all. Like for them, this is like a whole other side. And I feel like that's my life. So if I can't really talk about it, or you like brush over it, then I don't really have much to bring into, or like updates or something. Like I want to be able to talk about it as well. So
Of course, as you should.
yeah.
As you should. And I think that it's like really it's I believe it's God making the way for someone else that does fit your life, that does appreciate you fully, that you don't have to be like glossing over your entire career just so they're comfortable in the conversation. So, you know, whoever has left, God be with them. Allah yas'adkum wa yab'adkum, I like to say.
Yes, I like that saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many like friends that have known me from school and that knew that I was so obsessed with like being a singer and music, and maybe I don't speak to them, but they'll message me out of nowhere and be like, it's so nice to see you doing it, like, and we're rooting for you and stuff. And I'm like, that's really nice, because we literally don't talk. I haven't seen you in years. You don't owe me anything. You're just being nice to be nice. And I think doing acts of kindness without being rewarded has like kind of disappearing. It's kind of like a dying art. I feel like people always want like some kind of validation back. So it's nice to see people actually appreciating you without really you orchestrating it or asking for it. So that's also been like quite nice.
Totally, totally. You know, I think it's such a beautiful thing, and I've been finding as well that the more I've been growing up, the more I've been lucky enough to attract the kind of people that it's not even a question for me. Like I don't even, you know, acts of kindness are just.
Yeah.
So I think that as we grow more and more, and we continue to keep this intention, as you said, the thought of making intentional friendships.
Yeah.
I hope and I think that it's just gonna keep getting better and better for us, inshallah.
Yeah. No, it's just nicer. And I think people love to see other people being their true authentic self. It's kind of like infectious because you can tell like when someone is really enjoying what they're doing and they're passionate about it. And I think it triggers something in that person to be like, oh, well, if they're doing it, like maybe I should let loose a little bit and do that too. So I would love to be that person for whoever is like inspired by him. Like, oh, she's so free. Let me try. Like, it's like a permission slip in a way without me saying it directly.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
No, you are. Just by being
Well,
you,
yeah, I
you
just said it now.
absolutely no. But I mean, you are. You don't need to say it because that's so obvious about you, and it's like it's such a cool thing. It's so nice to know that someone, even like whoever it is in the world, is gonna see that and be like, yeah, cool. I can. If she can be that, if Layal can go and sing in the UK and like all over the world, it's like, yeah, so cool. All the Egyptian little girls are gonna be looking up to you. I love that. What emotion do you keep returning to no matter what in the music that you are singing or writing?
I think I usually write a lot about myself and however I'm feeling. So it goes, it's not that anymore, but I feel like now what I'm going to is like just pouring back into myself and just always talking about myself in songs in this more exaggerated figure that's like so unapologetically herself and so fierce and feisty. And I feel like find myself writing from that place more. And only recently I noticed it because I was working on a song that I wrote a couple of years ago. It was a song about me saying basically like, I'm a bit clumsy, I'm a bit messy, but I'm gonna hold you highly and I need you to give me that chance. And I might be like not in the best headspace now, but just, you know, be patient with me basically. And now when I'm like kind of bringing it back to life again, I'm like, wow, I really don't feel that way anymore. I really feel a lot more confident into what I bring into the table and what I have to offer and what I deserve back. I've learned not to like give too much to people who don't really care and maybe invest it in someone else who's shown me that like we're here for the long run. Because I used to write more from that slightly more insecure place, but I think I was just putting it out there just to kind of say like, okay, khalas, it's out there. I don't feel that way anymore and we're moving on. It's a good like reminder for me to be like, okay, this journey, these few years where you've been working on yourself, you can actually see it without really forcing it. You can see like the evolution of it.
I'm excited to see where you go with it. On Love TKO, finally. You've said somewhere that this is not based on a true story. Is that correct?
The song is based on a true story.
Okay.
The videos that I've made are not based. I did not throw someone's clothes out the window. I did not burn anyone's apartment. That was just for the dramatic effect. But it did come from like a personal experience, and I felt like I wanted to put it into words, but I didn't want it to be like a typical breakup song because it came from a place where like, yeah, we tried to work on this thing and it didn't happen, and that's just that. There's no hatred or like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to live with that. Just being constantly angry at this person that I'm not talking to or seeing, that would be exhausting. So yes, I just put it out there, and like it felt weird to be like that open or vulnerable about it, I guess. But I was like, just put it out there because that's what you can do now, and hopefully.
No, I loved it. I mean, for the audience that doesn't know, the song explores the feeling of being in a relationship that's not yet over while knowing in the moment that it is actually over, correct?
Yeah.
So I think that's so powerful. What would you advise someone who is in that position, who is like, okay, I know this is over, but I'm like super deep in it. What do I do now? Where do I go from here?
I think it's really hard. Like, there's no signs. You really have to go through like the arguments and the good times until you get to that conclusion that like, okay, I'm at peace with the fact that it ran its course maybe, and that's the most that we could reach. Both of us were not perfect. Both of us went through like a really hard time as well, trying to learn what's going on with each other separately, but also together, and learning to talk about feelings and all these things. Like, I also feel like I have a lot to learn about communicating with someone, having the end goal that like we're both on the same team. I think maybe I didn't have that mentality. It was more like we're against each other and someone is trying to win, and both of us were frustrated, so trying kind of taking it out on each other. So yeah, I think it just got to a point after many trials and like trial and error where it was like, okay, I think we've done everything. As much as I've given this now a chance, I need to give myself a chance to do this separately, do this journey separately. I need to be good, which is something I learned as well, that I need to be, well, I'm never going to be like super stable. I think it's never going to happen that way.
Hey.
But I need to be in a better place to be able to have someone else come into my life. Otherwise it turns into this, I don't know, it's not a good mix, because then you rely on the person to provide something for you, and it's not what relationships should be like, I think.
Yeah, and knowing that now, do you look back and do you have any regrets about how you acted, or is it just let's move forward with this knowledge?
Yeah, let's move forward. I feel like it had to happen the way it happened. Like, there was also so many good moments. I learned a lot about myself. We did like fun stuff together. So I try not to regret things, because I'm an overthinker and I dwell on things a lot. So if I regret something, I'm just going to live in it forever and be like, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. So I try to just accept, like, not to think about like what's the cause of something and be like, why did this happen? This happened because of this, that, but more focus on like the purpose, like what did I learn from this person, from this relationship, from whatever happened throughout that relationship. So I'm trying to focus more on what's the purpose and what I can take away from it, and better next time, basically.
Now we have Love TKO. So
Came out in a song.
come on, girl.
So.
Yes, seriously. We wouldn't have had that. So gone are the days where only music that's written in English does really well. We've got the Bad Bunnies, the Rosalias of the world,
Yeah.
and countless other examples, of course. You've written music in 4 different languages, at least?
Yeah, more Arabic and English, but like the Spanish and French, like,
Really
will
dropped
come
in there.
sometimes. Yeah.
I was wondering, what has been the most surprising comment or compliment that you've gotten from someone who doesn't speak your language?
I think I just really like when my friends will just like repeat some words to me or something, because that's the goal, to get people to sing along anyway, even though they don't know what's being said, but they kind of felt something from it. Because I always think like, oh my God, like what are they hearing when I'm speaking in Arabic? So I always worried about that part, that like, but they don't understand. And it's like, but it's fine. Like, sometimes people sing in English and I have no idea what they're saying.
So true.
So it's okay.
So true.
So it's just nice to see. I think now, after like obviously Bad Bunny and Rosalia that you mentioned, they've kind of paved the way by having this reggaeton moment where everyone listens to it now and we have no idea what's being said and we're okay with it. Like, it's just a nice feeling. Even
In fact, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't want to understand anymore.
Yeah.
I have bad hearing, so actually I'm not understanding anything I'm listening to, and I want the world to know that. But
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, go on.
But it's so nice, like they're kind of paving the way. I think Afrobeats also had that moment where like people are just more and more open to listen to different kind of music, or maybe they're more curious now to listen to like Persian music or Arabic music or Ethiopian jazz or whatever. So it's really giving us as Arabs the space now to experiment and do the things that we wanted to do and reimagine genres that we couldn't imagine in Arabic, and now we make it happen. Like, I saw a friend of mine who was opening for Kazdura the other day. He has a band called Pink Sea Salt. He makes indie music, and he just couldn't imagine indie music with Arabic, and now I guess he's felt the confidence. He's like, oh, well, I think we're being less judged now, or I have more, like, we're crawling out of the cave. Like, can I add these few words, please? Or this tabla here, and you'll be okay with it. So I'm happy to be like an artist at this time, because I feel like people are kind of ready. They're more intrigued. I just hope it's not like a fixation thing and then they kind of get over us. So it's also down to us in the scene to really not just like, now we've made it a point, like we're here, there's Arabic everywhere now, and Arabs it's in everything now. When you look back at it, you're like, wow, it really is in movies and everything. So I just hope we play these cards well and not just become like a, oh, we're big now, but then people fixate on like just 2-3 songs and the rest of it is gone. I hope people are still interested in like exploring more and more independent artists and people from different countries. So it's a good time.
Yeah,
for us.
that's so interesting. How do you commit to doing that with the audience? How do you make the most of this moment? And what would you say you hope that the artist would do?
Continue to be authentic and just do it how you want to do and not copy other things, because this is what makes it. But also I think there's like a hierarchy of things, like someone needs to be commercial in order to open the doors for the underdog. So each person has like their own capacity. I think I will be an underground artist. I think it would defeat the point if I became commercial. It could happen, but like I think everyone needs to fill their role. Like you have the Eliana and Saint Levant, they're very good at like, we're gonna be the face of this movement, and we have the capacity, we have the resources to do it, and then we open the doors more for people who are a bit more indie and want to remain indie but still want to be artists. So they're kind of creating jobs. I get like, it's just nice to
The whole
see it
ecosystem
happen.
now, it's
yeah,
so
so I think
interesting.
it all needs to, like, not everyone is going to be commercial, not everyone is going to remain underground. So everyone is kind of finding their spots, as long as they just continue to do it how they want to do. Like, it's a whole thing getting people to listen to us, but it's a whole other skill to get them to stay and be interested. Same way they're interested in Bad Bunny now, and they'll travel to Puerto Rico to watch him perform. And so yeah, it's just, I'm just excited to see where it goes, and I think whatever part I can play in that, then I will do it and just try and represent, but also stay true to myself and balance it. in a
Yeah,
way.
that's
Just
so cool. And
balance.
the real ones will stay wherever you are, wherever you decide to go. I had heard somewhere online about the first time that you saw Georgia Smith, who is one of your very big influences. You saw that she was playing near your house and you went up to there. You had no ticket, no nothing.
Oh, that was Green Tea Pang.
Oh, was
Because I was
it?
obsessed with her as well. But I was obsessed with Georgia Smith as
Well,
well.
let me tell you,
But
you have a lot of these stories. You have a lot of these stories where you just pull up and you're like, I'm here and I want to
Yeah.
get what I want. And you've not been afraid to ask for what you want. And I was wondering, have you always had that drive?
I think so. My dad always calls me like spoiled or something, and I'm like, ambitious is the word you're looking for, father.
Absolutely.
I like, yeah, but this is Green Tea Pang, and I was obsessed with her, and she was a big influence for me, and I love her because she's such a local to East London, and I've seen her in multiple times in multiple different characters. I think I was living close to Rough Trade at the time, and I just saw like, she's gonna be there, she's gonna sing her new album. I just went up there, went to the security guy, I was like, please, let me go in. And he was like, just wait here and maybe someone is gonna have an extra ticket. And this girl came out of nowhere and she just announced it. She was like, I have an extra ticket. And I was like, give it to
You're
me.
like, hey, girl.
Yes, so I got in, met two girls, like befriended them for the concert. And we had this like bonding moment that we're both like obsessed with her, spoke with her at the end. And I love that. I love being that close. She's really cool. Like, I don't know if you
I love
have
her.
seen her.
Yeah, she's great. I've never seen her in
She-
person, but
Yeah, so all the tattoos and stuff, I'm like, wow, I can really push the boundaries here and like do a lot. And the things that she talks about as well, like she really helped me articulate the feelings of like being aligned, like your mind and body to be aligned and to feel comfortable in yourself. And So yeah, I'm obsessed with her. So if I have any chance to do something like this, I will go up and try and make it happen.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I mean, I saw you did that. You also did that with the Empire, the record that you're signed to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're just going out there and you're like, what can I do to get you to listen to my music? So wait, you think you were like that as a kid?
I mean, I was very a demanding kid. I think since I was younger, I'd be like, I need a belly dancing outfit costume now, and I need it. And they're like, she's a child. Like, why is she
They're like, "You're
asking
four,
for
babe."
this? Yeah, and, like, I think maybe I just didn't see other options. I'm like, I want this, and I'm gonna find a way to have it. I just don't see myself doing anything else. Like, even sometimes I tell myself, like, oh, I'm bored of this. I should give up. Like, it's not happening. But I'm like, are you kidding? Like, you have nothing else to, like, I wouldn't be able to, like, get up. Everything I do now, even just regular chats with random people or something, I'm like, this is going to feed into my life experience, my songwriting, like, everything is precious. But networking was really difficult in the beginning. Like, having to be your own hype man is really difficult. And the more songs I put out there and stuff, the more confident I became. And now I just go and I'll just speak to whoever. With networking, you never know how, like, it's not going to be on the spot, but like maybe 2 years later, you might rekindle that relationship with a photographer or something. And which is what I did with like a song that I put out called Fanena. And I did like a content shoot for it with a photographer called Christine. And she's so great. Like, she fully understands the female gaze. Like, I could tell, like, she was seeing it, for she knew how to make me look good. It was so effortless. And she was a photographer I met like 2 years before, when I did a gig at Donya Bar here in Stoke
Oh, I love
Newington, and she
Donya.
just happened to be the photographer there. And like, can we stay in touch just in case? And you never know when that case is gonna be. It could be 5 years from now, it could be 3 years. So yeah, I just knew I have to get better at this. I just have to, like, that's what it takes. So I just need to build the confidence to be able to socialize with people more. And yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree. It's like, you never know. I have a girl on my Instagram that I met at a random party somewhere, maybe for 5 minutes max. And until today, I'm in her comments like, hey girl, you're slaying so hard. You look
Yeah.
so good. I'm so proud of you. I'm the stranger, but you know, that seed.
It's just that
You never
community. Yeah,
know.
like,
Yeah.
I understand the hustle as a fellow creative, so I appreciate the fact that you're still doing it. And it's just nice. I love the friendships that I've made through music and art in general, because it's the nicest friendships. Like, you both understand what you have to go through. You both understand the struggles of life and being an artist. And there's just this, like, genuine support from both sides. And yeah, I love it.
In the older days, you wrote your song Roots of Desire, where you talk about homesickness for places that you've never been. Do you still feel that way?
No, actually, I don't feel that way anymore. I feel more now where it's like wherever I am. You know, it's the cheesy thing that people say, like, home is where you are. No, but definitely London feels like home to me, because it's just, you know, took me in and accepted me with all my different phases and different trials. And home is also
Back
wherever
home.
I can be me, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And on that, you've talked pretty openly about how it used to affect you when in the past friends would maybe not support some of the music or not share, whether it's like in those smaller ways are just like simply sharing their thoughts on your music. Obviously, you've grown so much now from needing that, but what would you say to someone who is currently going through that with their own support system or friends that's not supporting them?
Yeah, I say it's really tricky, because like, I want you to show up for me, and that part is like don't be afraid to support your friends. Like, it really takes nothing to like it or share it or give a comment. Like, maybe people, I think with creatives, people think like, oh, they just posted this video, so easy to make. They don't think about the actual work that goes into it, coming up with the idea and communicating it with other people. So I think they think it's this easy, quick thing that just comes to you. So the quicker you learn this, probably the better, is that friends will not be fans. Like, they will be your friends. They're not going to buy your merch. It will be more like, I'm supporting my friend. Maybe sometimes they'll like your stuff and like actually listen to it, but it's different to who you're actually trying to reach, which is the fans who will be supportive and dedicated to you. They will come to your shows. They will be like involved basically. So it's just the quicker you can stop expecting this fan behavior from your friends, the easier it will be. Like, you just have to make a mental note that like, I'm gonna remember this, and if you come back to me in a few years and are like, oh, I saw this thing that you did, I'm gonna be like, ignore. 'Cause
Damn.
I'm still petty.
Okay, Diva. I love that. I love that. You said ignore. You said you're on mute, actually.
Yeah, like you don't get to come in now. You'll have some like real OG supporters, but you can't expect that from not everyone, especially if they're not creative themselves. They don't understand what it means to have a passion like that for something. Maybe they followed a different kind of career path where they just see it as in like, I'm trying to make money and support myself, support my family or whatever. So they don't understand this like creative journey. So
Or the difficulty behind some of the stuff, or like
Yeah.
how the investment, let's say.
yeah, so maybe sometimes you have to teach them and be like, yeah, we had to do this, and try to get them involved. Like sometimes I'll get my friend and be like, can you film me? Can you do my makeup? Can you do this? Just so they can see it, and like, can you help me take some pictures or whatever? And yeah, maybe you can teach them a bit, depending on like who the friend is, how much you care about them. So sometimes you also have to show them like how to care and how to love you and support you in that period.
That's true. For some of the real ones, you're gonna have to like put in a lot more effort before cutting that cord. But with the rest,
We're not like ruthless.
yeah. I saw this hilarious video of you online saying, "If I were you, I would catch me while I'm still in your price range." Love, by the way. That's the diva in you coming out. How does one preserve their self-worth in a world that can sometimes feel built to destroy it?
That's a really good question, because you do realize that the system is not in your favor. So you just have to remember that like, you can say no. Like if you say, if it's coming from that place, not like anxiety trying to sabotage you or something, but if it's coming from the place where your gut is telling you, I don't like how this person handled this interaction, or how they're not being so professional, then you can just say no. Like there's so many opportunities, especially if you're in London, especially, that they come and go. So I think there's always a reason. Whenever something like doesn't end up happening, I always think like something else will come. Like it's fine. As long as you're doing it, it's gonna like gravitate towards you as well. So yeah, just remember that you can say no, that you can say like, I don't like this, or it took me a while to be more like outspoken and be like, I don't feel like I want this. And now I tell people like, I'm sorry to be like strict, but I'm trying to practice this a little bit more, and they understand, like they know. So yeah, I guess it's remembering that you have control still, like it's
And
your business.
the ability to assert yourself. And
Yeah, which takes a while. Like that's why for me, I always say like, I don't care the person that I'm working with, if it's a producer or something. I don't care what rooms he's been in, how many stuff he's produced or put out there. If I can't speak with you openly, then I probably won't come back for another session, because it's just going to end up being something that I don't feel so connected to. But now I'm trying to make it a point, even if it's like so late in the process, I'm like, can I just go back to that lyric and be like, I don't like that. So yeah, that takes a while, but like, the earlier you know it, the better as well.
yeah, absolutely. Shout out to my editor who has edited a million times the same thing, because I'm like, that word.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. I wanted to ask you actually about an earlier point you made, because I know that a lot of people struggle with this question. When you were talking about the difference between your anxiety sabotaging something for you, and or knowing that somebody is just behaving in a way that you don't find acceptable. How can you tell the difference?
For me, I've like studied that part, trusting your instinct and knowing. And I feel like also being in certain situations and then going back and be like, oh yeah, I did feel that on with the first time we met. I should have just trusted that from the beginning. So I think it really, first of all, it takes a while to separate between the voice of anxiety and your actual thoughts. Because I learned you are not your anxiety and you are not your thoughts, and you can choose to, like, you need to get a lot of power to be able to choose and be like, I'm going to silence this, or just ignore it for now until it kind of goes away. But yeah, but then I learn over time that like you really just need to trust your gut, and it's usually right. We do feel it in a way. If anything rubs you off the wrong way, or like take note of that. Maybe watch it for a little bit, but take note. Don't like surrender to that person and be extra nice or something, and then be upset that like, oh, they didn't give it back to me, or like they stabbed me in the back or something. So just really try to connect with like that inner voice, and really believe that like this is not just random, it's true. Like it's your instinct telling you like these are your boundaries. If it bothers you, then this is just something you don't like, and you don't have to. I think just normalize listening to that voice a bit more, and trusting that it's not just a random thing, like it comes from like a real feeling that you get, which also takes time. But the earlier you know it, the better.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it does all take time. I agree, but that's
Yeah,
a
you also have to make mistakes and learn from it. Hopefully, they're not going to be like traumatizing mistakes or something, because there's
Trauma.
definitely like bad people in the industry. Hopefully, you don't have to go that far, but yeah, you still have to make mistakes. So allow yourself to also be out of your comfort zone a little bit. But yeah, learn from it and then move on.
Gotcha. Much easier said
Yeah.
than done. But if you could say one thing to baby Layal, what would it be?
Oh my God. I'd say like, thank you for being so whimsical and like so like quirky and weird, because it just inspires me now to be like, yeah, this is the root of every, this is how I was when I was younger. I was this person that I am now. And now more than ever, I try to put myself in situations where I can be this kid again. I try to really laugh when I want to laugh and not like hold it in. I try to take bigger space, just because like it's like your baby self is like didn't know anything but still wanted this big life for herself, and I'm like, I'm gonna give it to you. You know what? And I feel like if baby Layal saw me now, she would be fangirling like how I was when I was a kid. So yeah, I think we need to be connected with that baby self, because it's the fun part. It's not even like connect to your baby self. It's just the fun part, and not to forget that just because I'm like older now and life gets more serious, like it's still about just having fun, really. So
Absolutely. Pleasure every day. I saw this
yeah.
thing that was like, my toxic trait is thinking that I can have fun every single day of my life. And I'm like, yeah.
It's
So
a
what
great
about
trait.
it?
Yeah. I always try to think like, how do I want to remember this story years from now? So I always try to think like, how do you want to remember that story when you're saying it to your friend or your family or something, and let that kind of guide you.
That's such a great exercise, actually. I love that. Amazing. Well, that's it from me. I would love to give you the floor to plug what you have coming out, what you're
Oh.
working on. What should we listen to? Tell us everything.
Okay, so yeah, listen to me, please.
Hell yeah.
And listen to the old stuff as well and the new stuff. I'm really trying to go into this year's about maximalism and being theatrical, even in the way like I enunciate the words and stuff, and really bringing my world like to life more and more. I feel like because of the support I've had of like close friends and other artists as well, it's given me the confidence to like take up even more space and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, which sounds a bit crazy, but I'm gonna do that. So I'm going into the more jazzy side, and like this is where East London comes into influence because of all the jams that I go to and stuff. So I want that feeling, and I want to build that world around my brand. And this year I'm just releasing song after song after song, because I want to be like active and I want to put stuff out there, and I have things to talk about and things to discuss. And yeah, I'm hoping to like put on my own headline event towards the end of the year. And I want to
Yes.
do like an Egyptian cabaret night.
Ooh.
And yeah, so I'm
You have
saying
to
it out
invite the whole
loud.
show, Fatima.
I'm gonna invite everyone I know, yeah. But I'm just putting it out there so people can hold me accountable, even though
Hell
nothing's
yes.
set yet, but it is gonna happen.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm trying to build a world. Like even my content is not just like lip syncing in front of. I will do that as well, but I want to build the store. I want maybe be more vulnerable in front of the camera and with people, and not, because still I feel like I'm can be holding back sometimes. So this year is just about feelings and not being nonchalant anymore, ready to be chalant, and
Ready to be
just
chalant, baby.
yeah, be quirky, be extra, and yeah, hopefully people will resonate with that or recognize that as well and listen to my music.
Listen to her music. Woo! Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for coming to our shofa. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials. But most importantly, let us know in the comments below who you're interested in seeing on our next one. We might just arrange for them to steal your hearts.